Hello everyone, hope you are having a wonderful day. Welcome to the next one and done discussion, and it's time to talk seasonal events. Now before we get into this, I do want to say I absolutely love them. The Halloween one was scary good, the summer games got me all worked up, and most recently this Christmas one is just plain cool. But I think over the course of Overwatch's lifespan, we're going to start to see problems with the events come more and more to the fore until they overtake the goodness. So, what do I mean? Well, largely it's a saturation problem. So firstly, if you're anything like me, when the events come round, you look at all your skins and you're like, oh my god, I want them all, I need them all, yes. But if you don't pay for a load of boxes, you have to play an inordinate amount of Overwatch to even have a chance at getting all the skins, with them costing triple the amount, although it is very good that you can now actually buy them instead of only finding them like summer games. Man, that was a mistake. Oh, that caused some anger, but fortunately that got remedied. But if you want them all, you have to earn box after box, and that takes a while. Each level up is a hefty time investment, and it basically kind of makes it your grindy job for a lot of people, because yes, you can say the skins don't matter, and they don't. You don't need them. They don't have an effect on gameplay. It's not as bad as not being able to get all of the new cards in a Hearthstone expansion, for example, but you still kind of really want them. There's a part of you that sees that Nutcracker Zenyatta as a Zenyatta main without it and goes, I'd be having so much more fun if I was doing that, so you play more and get boxes. And the thing is, from a gameplay design point, it's really a smart move, these events. They create this carrot on a stick cycle, this culture of earning the skins and getting people excited about them, that increases engagement with the game and gets more gameplay hours. But I guess a quick point to make here is playing a game like that a good thing? If you are playing a game not for the gameplay itself, but because of the reward at the end of the session of play, is that actually worth your time? Obviously it's subjective and you can make an argument either way. I used to be someone who hated playing non-competitive games, because if I didn't see a number go up or down at the end, I felt like I'd almost wasted my time, like I hadn't been almost productive enough, as weird as that is to say within the context of a leisure activity. More recently, I have been able to really step back and just enjoy them for what they are and have fun with my friends, but that mentality surfaces every now and then, and I feel like that's really intensely brought forward with a box cycle, because we have these month-long events that generate this feedback loop of I have to use as much time as possible to play during this event, or I miss out on the skins that I really want, which will increase my enjoyment of the game afterwards when I actually can play with them. And the thing is, how long can people keep up with that? How long can you expect people to be that totally engrossed in the box feedback loop in a limited time event before they get burnt out? Before, with the 7th or 8th event, you're there going, I don't have it in me anymore. I like the skins, but it's not worth it. I just don't have the grind in me. I can't afford to spend loads of money on boxes. It's fine. If I get them, I get them, whatever. And granted, a lot of people have that mentality already, the sort of pureness of, cool, an event, I get what I get, let's just have fun, that's great. And that's fantastic if that's you, but I feel like a lot of people, at least everyone that I know it's a small sample size, you guys might tell me, what the fuck are you talking about here, Rage? And that's fair enough, that's what I like in these discussions, that I'm just completely off base here, but I feel like for a lot of people, they are very much currently in the hype loop of, I need these skins. I mean, from my friend group personally, I know that the amount of Overwatch playing goes up massively during an event simply to get the skins. But how long before that's no longer a good enough driving force? And eventually more and more of the player base are going to switch to that mentality, because it's just human nature. Box fatigue will happen. The cycle cannot be endlessly exciting. And at that point, what do you do if you're Blizzard? I mean, yes, you have new different game modes each time. I highly doubt every Christmas event is going to be May's Snowball Fight, and that gets people coming back. But in terms of the shininess of the carrot that is boxes, that can only dull with time without a significant change, because people will just get instead of have you seen that skin? Oh my god, I need it, when a new seasonal event is announced. And then the other issue is you always end up in a situation where no one is pleased when you look at a long enough period of time. So, this Christmas we've got these lovely Christmas skins. That's great. You miss out on some of them, you still want them. What do? You gotta wait for next Christmas. And then it activates again and you get the skins. But what about someone who already got all of the skins? What do? Well, they want something new to get. So, you add a few new cosmetics. You bring back the previous 9 skins. You add a couple more. Everyone is happy for the most part, but you scale that over a long enough period of time, 6 years from now on the 6 Overwatch Christmas event, and you can hardly not have a Christmas event. It's such a big part of the year for so many people that simply just being like, well, we just won't have one this year to prevent people getting tired of Christmas events isn't really viable, because you've now set up this expectation that major events get an event in Overwatch, so that is even more negative for more people. So in 6 years' time, after enough Christmas events, every character's already gained a skin, so we're at the point where most people already have them. They already have a skin for every character. What do? Well, they had a second Christmas skin for some characters, and then we extend it even further. Let's say Overwatch is still going in 10 years. What do? End up in a situation where every character has 3 Christmas skins? So taking this back to the point that no one is happy, you're lying somewhere on a spectrum of, I am so far behind that I am never going to get the skin that I want because there's like 40 possibilities. Or, I need to keep going, I don't like it, but I need to keep getting them, otherwise I'll fall behind, I need all of the skins. To the middle ground person of, whatever. But that still leaves a lot of the player base feeling kind of almost cheated, but not quite. But you see where I'm going with this. And at that point, it just stops being fun, at least for me. Wouldn't you say so? Is that just too much? You have a skin list a mile long when you're scrolling down. Halloween every year. Hell, next year we have probably Valentine's event, maybe a spring event, maybe an Eastery type event, something like that. What if we end up in a situation where every other month there is a limited time event in Overwatch trying to encourage players to keep playing and spending money, and eventually it just tires people out and oversaturates the game with cosmetics? I feel like this is a difficult problem to solve in the long run to keep people getting excited and feeling fresh. I think eventually there'll have to be some sort of revamp, some sort of soft reset to really start the spark again and keep going, because it's very kinda a tricky thing to balance the volume of cosmetics. Because honestly, if we look at Dota 2, I really think that game is, and I love it, it's one of my favorite games of all time, I really do, but I think that game is really past cosmetic critical mass. There are so many skins for every single character that, to me, it's just a mess. It really is. I barely recognize half of them. I don't know what half of them are. There's just so many that is just overwhelming. And honestly, it actively makes it less fun for me. I don't really care about new Dota skins because there's so many already that I'm like, great, what's more on the pile? In a month's time, there'll just be another new one that I want, so what's the point of getting this one? And that's kind of sad. You don't want to put your players in that mindset. So I guess what I'm trying to say with all this, and I guess it's also not the biggest problem in the world, but it's something I thought would be fun to talk about, is eventually something is going to need to change with seasonal events. Otherwise, we're going to reach a critical mass that completely takes the wind out of them. Whether you agree with me or not, that's what I would love for you guys to tell me in the comments. But yeah, I think that's certainly an interesting topic of game design to discuss. How to keep the treadmill going, how to keep the carrot on the stick shiny and bright as ever, without making people who already got previous carrots feel like they wasted their time. It's very, very delicate. And the thing is, Blizzard also seem to be doing their utmost to make it as hard as possible to, air quotes, game the system. You can't store up loot boxes and have them turn into seasonal ones. They got rid of the prestiging system, so you can't wait to about level 99, then get an event, then prestige, and get loads of fast levels and fast boxes. It's now spread out over the 100 levels, so they seem really to be doubling down on, go for it! during the seasonal events, and that's just gonna compound things. I also think, it would be remiss to not mention, at least as an addendum, the actual game modes that come with it, because now with the arcade mode you can earn boxes, and that's cool, but really, how do you do that? The arena, a lot of people kind of hate the intenseness, they hate the player-on-player action, and I think with each seasonal event there should be 2 game modes. I think there should be a PvP one, and there should be a PvE one. So imagine if May's Snowball Fight was there at the same time as Junkenstein's Revenge, then people can choose what they want to do, earn their boxes, and have a much more enjoyable time during the event, instead of almost feeling forced to compete against players in order to earn their chance at getting their skins. I mean, yeah, it can feel rewarding when you win and get a box, but some people don't like the pressure of, I've got to win or I don't get my skin, and that definitely could put people off. Either way, let me know what you think about all of this rambliness. I know I tend to go on, and I'd love to hear feedback, thoughts, if this affects you, any kind of discussion going on. And feel free to tell me I'm just completely wrong, what am I doing, and unsubscribe, who knows. Either way, I hope you at least got some sort of, out of this at the very least, and hopefully enjoyed it thoroughly. Like if you did, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, and by the way, I was looking at skins while thinking about this video, and I came across this one that I wanted to share with you, because I think it's one of the most awesome, genius, custom, fan-made skins I think I've ever seen. I know this thing's pretty random, but I'm mainly including this as a kind of question I want to ask you guys. Would you guys like videos where I look for the very best kind of fan-created stuff? Because the thing is, Blizzard have said they will include fan ideas. In fact, May's snowman ice block in her winter skin is from a fan idea, so I think it might be cool to maybe predict what will be included. But look at this skin, the freezing effect coming from a Medusa type stone gaze, really switching up the frost theme and giving it some Grecian vibes. I don't know, it just really tickles my fancy. Look at it. But yeah, let me know if in future you'd like a sort of look at fan-made content almost. I don't know, but either way, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later on. Goodbye for the second time.